Hello everyone, and welcome to part 3 of my Prismata Puzzle Pack 1 series. We did the early parts of the first two tracks, I guess you could say. And now we're moving on to track 3, the Onslaught. Shouldn't it say somewhere like what the meaning of this one is? I feel like they changed the layout of this. Like when it first came out, there was something like told you what the theme of each. Oh, do I mouse over this? No? I don't know. Anyway, okay, the Onslaught, part 1, break the cycle. So. This looks a lot like the one in this section that I've already beaten. Which is that the opponent's attacking for 8, and we have 10 bucks. Wall, wall. You can do this as long as you like. Neither of you is making any progress. So I guess the idea is to do this until you have saved up 3 green, and then build 3 force fields so you can start building attackers instead. Like a splitter. This seems okay. Wall again, and now I can NG. Do I need an NG? I'll be attacking for 4. A force field is the best way to defend that. And then I could also build a splitter if I don't NG here. Yeah, this seems easily game over, right? Yeah. Alright, nice simple puzzle to start with. Force field can help you get ahead in defensive stalemate situations, sure. Polywall perplexity. So they have, like, a lot of damage. Seems like a wall is good, because we don't want to let them attack for exactly 6. I guess the idea is... Wait. I have no income. My Vivid drones are all on build time. So I have to survive for quite a long time with this mediocre amount of money. Why? Oh, they have lifespan, not build time. Okay. I was like, there's no way this is enough money to survive that long. Okay. So I guess the idea is to try, by the time my Vivids are dead, to get them to a spot where I can have my Polywall absorb 5 every turn, basically. So wall NG every turn. How much income do I have? I have 15 income, right? Wall NG is cool. That's like what I need to defend. So I'm spending 7 of my 15 bucks, which means that I have 8 to play with. If I buy splitters, I'm accumulating 2, and then I can like throw in a Drake at some point when it like takes care of this Polywall and sells a blue I don't need. Okay, so let's try this for starters. I actually don't need a wall this turn if I want to absorb onto splitter. That's interesting. But I still can't get enough attack to kill this Polywall, even if I really wanted to. So what if I did this? Next turn I can get a Drake and a wall and an enemy, right? I think. Yeah. That'll let me clear out this Polywall so I can start doing some damage. I can't buy any more splitters. Or NGs. That's interesting. How much am I attacking for next turn? 6 or 4. I guess 4, right? It's gonna be tough to keep them low enough on damage that my Polywall can live, isn't it? How do I get through? I guess I just float a bunch of money this turn? No, because I want a Drake next turn, and I don't have enough blue to do anything else, so I guess I'll just preemptively wall. I can't get an NG, so I guess this is it. This click just kills a shield module, which seems pretty silly. Oof. This didn't work out. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten this NG? That lets me get a Polywall next turn? No, it doesn't. Ugh. I don't have enough blue to do what I want. I could buy another preemptive wall. That's probably better, right? Now I pick up the third Drake, but I get no Polywall ever. So maybe I shouldn't have sold my Blast Force just to kill that Polywall. But I need... well, I can get the second Drake here, I guess. Then next turn... grab a Polywall and a wall? Like this is not great. Ugh, and they get to kill my Polywall too. This is dreadful. I don't have any money, I don't have anything. And they have a million tough gun bots. I mean... what? This stinks! I'm murdered here. I don't see any way an early Polywall could be a good idea. They have 6 damage, so like I just need to build wall NG for a while. Picking up a Drake seems good. I guess I have to do this. Oh, you know, I could consider allowing a breach for 2 at some point. When my Vivid Drones are on 1 lifespan. So not this turn, but maybe next. But like... I can't buy another Drake this turn, and I can't buy any more... I don't know, so... guess I could do this. This is a breach for 3, though, right? 3 is too much, isn't it? Yeah, well, yeah, it is. So I kind of need to be in a position where I can regularly kill 2 gun bots per turn, because that's how many they're building, right? And that's 6 damage, which is all the attackers I'm allowed to buy. So I have to get all these things. I can click Drake here, I guess. You know, whatever. But the point is, like, I'm now no longer in a spot where I'm stable. I need to, like, keep them from ever getting to 6 attack. So something I'd like to do now is just skip many turns and look at how much gold oh. I can't because they're breaching pivots. They don't have 0 attack. So let's just buy polywalls every turn and map out how much I have. I don't know, I guess it's easy, right? I have 15 times 5. Yeah. I have $75 to spend, right? Total. On attackers, I must spend 36. That leaves me with 39 gold to spend on defenders. I clearly want a polywall. That leaves me with 29 to spend on walls and NGs. Assuming that I want both NGs, that leaves me with 25, which means I want exactly 5 walls. So, okay, let's follow the line I was taking and see if I did something that does not fit within those parameters somehow. Hang on. One note, I don't necessarily need that splitter. Like, I could float more to buy the Drake sooner or something. Right? Hang on, how many splitters? There's 4 NGs in the supply, not 2. Okay. Well, if I buy all 4 of them, then from my 29 budget that leaves me 21, that's 4 walls and a single dollar left over. Seems a little untidy, but okay. But my thinking with these Drakes is that, like, maybe I can get to the point of killing this polywall a bit sooner if I don't have to spend turns buying steel splitters. Right now I can buy one next turn. I can kill this next turn by selling a forge. And I won't need 3 blue anymore ever again. This seems useful. If I attacked with everything, I kill the Blood Rager, and I get down a polywall, and there's my splitter. This seems like I've bought all the right things, and my polywall is now in position. Okay. Uh-oh. Was there something I could have done there? No, I already had to sell all my forges just to get through to survive this long. Okay, so I assume it all just maths out and we somehow live through this? Yeah, they breach for nothing here. Now they kill one Drake, but then the other Drake lives forever. I kill a splitter. Ah. And then I kill the last one of these guys. Okay. So the trick to this one was realizing that I don't need to buy the splitters first, even though I can, because they're not doing anything. Yeah, I know. This was clearly the goal, but how to get there was what was interesting, I think. It feels very natural on this turn to buy a splitter. You want all the splitters eventually, and you have the money, so, like, do it, right? But splitter's actually not doing anything, and by saving, you can buy the drakes first, which is a big improvement in how things go. And after that, it's actually pretty simple. Like, that was the one trick here. Noticing that this lets you kill the polywall faster, so you can start actually reaching for damage soon. Cool. I don't know if it helped me to count out exactly what things I wanted to buy, but it did confirm that I basically just want everything. Infusion Confusion. So, sure, I played this one already. It was, as I mentioned, one of the free ones. And it is, actually, they changed it. It was, when I first played it, it was a Shadowfang and a Lucina, not two Asteries. Why the difference? Was there some unintended solution that allowed you to reach for one, killing the Lucina? Was that my solution? I'm not sure. And this improves it because you can't get rid of 4 damage anymore. You can only get rid of 3 if you breach for 1. So this is very much like the previous one, right? You're in a spot where the opponent's attacking for 6 and you can wall NG. But or you know, wall husk, whatever. But this doesn't really make any progress, right? You are losing if you do this, because you'll just be building this every turn until you run out of supplies and you never build any attackers. So that's not the answer. You'd really like to get an infusion grid. I forget if the solution involves a grid right now or what. It seems like it must, right? But this does not defend, so the grid doesn't live. I've already forgotten how to do this one. We build one wall and not an NG. Because we really want to get out of grid next turn. Really? I don't think you go down to 3 drones. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the answer. So this really makes no progress at all, right? Yeah, all I did was throw away some wall and energy supply. If I build a husk, they breach me for a drone, and all I have is a grid. That's actually fine, isn't it? Because now I'm in the spot where I can build a wall and not an NG, and I'm accumulating 1 gold per turn. For as long as I can keep this up. I remember this being useful somehow. And like, then we want to transition to a point where we can start building grids, right? And save more money that way, as well as save some health. Okay, so during the phase when we were building wall onto grid, we were accumulating $1 per turn. That was enough to finally get us these 2 NGs and 1 drone to sack. Now, building grid onto grid, we're not even making the progress of $1 per turn because we've lost the drone. But we're making the progress of 1 health per turn because grids are worth 4, right? And the enemy's only killing 3. This is good somehow, right? Come on. I don't remember how to win here. Tarsier? Since I can't build grids anymore. Yeah, and now there's this one turn where I don't have to defend because I have enough husks left still. And then next turn I can sack grid onto Rhino, I believe. Yes. And then hold all drones. Yeah. The enemy gets to breach for a Tarsier, but then I kill the rest of the stuff with my 2 attacks. Okay. Infusion Grid's often underestimated clickability can be a life-saving source of late-game defensive granularity. I feel like this is like not an interesting comment because that is all very easy on this and like doesn't really stand out as being amazing. What's amazing is that Infusion Grid has 4 health and like the clicks are just free, so you make them. So this was a cool one though. It does look like, as Elliot said during the stream when he was getting ready to release the puzzle pack, that on this turn it like the puzzle looks like a loss on turn 1, right? How can you possibly break the cycle? Wall NG clearly gets nowhere, but it's not clear how to stay alive doing anything else. But the key thing to do is to get out an Infusion Grid. Because that neutralizes 1 additional enemy attack per turn. And that's worth doing even if you get breached for a drone. Right, with 7 drones, you can't make progress because you're building wall on and absorbing on wall. So you have to sack a drone. And then with 6 drones, you're sort of making progress. You're accumulating gold, sacking wall onto grid, not having to buy the NG anymore. You have 1 less drone, but you're spending 2 less dollars. And then finally, you run out of the ability to do this because you don't have any walls left. But you've made just enough headway that you can now transition to grid onto grid. You have to sack another drone to do it, but so you're no longer netting money, but you're netting health. And then eventually that's enough headroom to get the Tarsiers and the Rhino. So that was a cool puzzle. Easier than some of the tougher ones we've done, I feel like. It looks difficult, but there's really only 1 or 2 things you can even try. That aren't just immediate dead ends, and once you try one of them, they seem like pretty okay. Alright, let's move on to Cluster Conundrum. The Aegis must survive. It has 32 health, huh? Okay, and we have no gold. Our only source of gold is Aurite cores. Exciting. So the question, I guess, is like, how many how many conduits to buy, I guess, is sort of the biggest question in my mind. Because it's sort of obvious. This turn, obviously, you can't do anything. You just take damage here. And here, like, obviously you buy a cluster bolt. And you're clearly not going to get through in time if you don't buy more stuff. So this seems goodish. But I could imagine wanting to do this. Right, with Aurite cores around, Gauss charge is a way to turn green into gold, as long as you're willing to wait a turn. And we need to get into a spot where what? We don't want to buy the clusters all at once. We want to buy them early so we can actually kill off a Gauss cannon, right? I guess I'll buy a Gauss charge here. Since this lets me kill a Gauss cannon next turn. Not clicking Oride Core kind of stinks. One seems like, I don't know, maybe I'll just buy some more and I can turn them into Orides if I want. I can click into Oride if I want. I do not have very long to finish this stuff off, do I? So I kind of want a cluster, I think. And I can do 5 damage. Let's kill this. Getting us for 4 will be at 3. Oh, I don't kill this. It just like takes little damage. Whoops. Well, given that, I guess I might as well. I don't know. This doesn't seem very good. I now like have to kill them next turn, which I clearly am not set up to do. Alright, so missed by a mile on this one. Clearly that last conduit was wrong. Probably the one before it as well. This is not working. I'm miles off here. So I think this cluster bolt is like the only possible start. The only way you can start doing anything is by turning some green into attack. And then probably turning that attack into gold. Because you're not going to kill them with just clusters on 2 conduits. The third conduit seems okay. But maybe I should just get the 1 Gauss charge so that I have enough for a cluster next turn. And another conduit. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have any green left, so I guess this is another turn of just like, ugh, I like don't have enough damage to kill anything, and so it keeps being right to click this Oride even though I don't like it at all. Let's do a little math on how good. What are the relative benefits of Cluster Bolt and Gauss Charge when you have Oride cores? Cluster Bolt turns 4 green into 8 gold. It turns 4 green and 1 health into 8 gold. Gauss Charge turns 1 green into 1 gold. So Cluster Bolt is the more economical unit in general. You'd like to, where possible, be building clusters and as few Gauss charges as possible. That's an interesting note, I suppose. So maybe it should be this. And just build more clusters so I can get more conduits? I feel like this is enough conduits. But this way I get to do 5 damage, I guess? And I'll get 1 more to be able to buy a 6th conduit? Ugh, I don't want this. A 5th conduit is fine because then I can deal 5 damage every turn, right? This does not look winning. This looks off by 1. Right, this kills me. Huh. Yeah, I know. So, but this was close. So it looks like the goal is probably to get up to 5 conduits as fast as possible so that you can buy cluster plus Gauss charge, right? With that goal in mind, is there some way I could improve things? I mean, here I could get 2 more of these, I guess. I think I don't want that. Like, I think I did this earlier and it did not work out. Gonna have 5 green next turn, which is fine, I guess. But I can't get my 5th green this way because I can't buy Gauss charges with it. So this looks way worse than my previous approach, but let's try it anyway. Oh yeah, it's so bad. Well, okay, I guess if I'm doing that, it must be the case that I'm clicking all Orites, right? Doesn't seem very productive. Okay, here we are, 4 green. This is the line I already took, I'm pretty sure. 5th green, cluster, Gauss charge, right? And then we just ride this home forever. And lose. Yeah. So, I think up to here, it's clear we've played correctly. We must want at least 3 conduits, and the cluster bolt, to begin with, must be correct. And so too is clicking the Orides, I believe. Clicking all of them. I guess conceivably you might want to click fewer than all of them for some reason, to get 1 damage in against one of these guys, and then cluster it down, maybe? But the trouble we're running into is we're sort of gated by gold, not by green, and so I'd rather be clicking Orides and buying more stuff. I'm just like so drawn to the line that doesn't quite work. Everything about it fits nicely. It's just like the problem is it doesn't work. Other than that, it's great. What if we tried doing a little bit more damage here so that next turn just a cluster bolt kills it? Doesn't seem great, compared to like clicking this and then next turn buying a Gauss charge. But maybe green is pretty important, and I want to save the Gauss charge. I don't know, we'll see. Now I can cluster, but it doesn't really do much. Let's buy one Gauss charge here just to activate Oride cores and get me to a spot where I can start doing 5 damage for a while. Like this. I don't have that much green. But I have quite a while to build up to 2 clusters. 4. I need 10 green to kill it. Okay. And just 2 Gauss charges, so I have the gold I need. I don't know, let's see what happens here. I don't think this is working. I think this is worse than what we did before. Oh yeah. This is worse. This is 1 health worse than the previous line. Oh, whoops. Well, whatever. Alright, so these over here are a bit trickier. As you can see, they start with like higher numbers of stars and so on than the earlier ones. Interesting that this one doesn't have many skull missions. Anyway, that's it for this episode, I think. Cleared through most of the easy ones. I'll maybe take a stab at some of the harder ones off camera and get back to you. I don't know. Like I said at the beginning of this series, I don't plan to finish the whole puzzle pack, but thought I'd show you guys like what I'm thinking, how I get to these, and so on. And if you didn't buy the puzzle pack, then hey, you guys see some of the puzzles. Solve them yourself on paper if you want, although I think it'd be easier to just give Lunark $10. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.